So you see also Waze, Showpad, it integrates there. Now I have on my phone the application. Oh yeah, note also that it is here standard branded. You can have your own logo here and your own text. All right. Okay, go back to the application. I see immediately my calendar for this week. Yesterday I've done visits in green. And here in blue I have the next visits that I have to do. You see this one I just finished and I have to go there. But I'm gonna be late. Okay, so I tap on that blue one. It opens my visit. I see indeed that I had some remarks of the previous visit, a lot of out of stocks. Make sure next time it's better. Talk to the responsible. Good to know. I have the contacts here. So Carlos, he's the owner of the shop. And Angela, that's the person that I have to meet. She's responsible of the rayon. So I'm going to call her. And okay, I've put my own phone just to simulate and so it gives my answering machine immediately. So I'm going to stop the phone here. All right. And it automatically proposes me to register what I talked about. So in Salesforce, in the activities, I will have a history trace of everything that I do, timestamped. So I'm going to tap here on the subject and I'm going to put a microphone so that I can speak. So I explained that I was a little bit late. Sorry for that. Okay, I save it now. So I called her. I go back to my visit. I called her, and so this is where I have to go. I called her that I will be a little bit late. She said, no problem, come along. So now I'm gonna start my GPS in my car to drive there. It's Salesforce, and it proposes me to go there. It's my Waze that I've put as default GPS. I can put whatever GPS system. This is the one that I use, and it will drive me there. Yeah, okay, and I have about 23 minutes to drive there, and I will drive safely, hands-free, phone, of course. Okay, so this is my driving to there. Voila. So we are now about 20 minutes later, and I arrived at a new supermarket in Antwerp, the Carrefour shop. It's my third visit of the day, and I called the department manager to tell that I would be a little bit late. All right. So I'm now at the parking lot, and I'm gonna do my visit with a tablet. So I leave my phone and I take my tablet. I will show you. There it is. And I will now do my work on my tablet. You recognize the same icons, the same application. It's exactly the same as I already told on smartphone, PC, tablet, all the same. I can switch from one to the other. So I see my same agenda calendar. I see my whole week. It's a little bit wider. It's on my tablet, of course. I can put it also in portrait. It switches automatically and back to landscape. It's completely offline and I can work. So I'm gonna tap here on my shop, Carrefour shop, as I explained. It's in Antwerp. This is Angela and Carlos. He's a manager. Within my appointment, I immediately see everything about this customer. All right. But what I'm now gonna do is I'm gonna check in. That's the first thing to do before I can take any action. I have to check in. Check-in will test if I'm really physically there. If I'm not, if I'm still in my bed or somewhere else, I cannot check in. From user to user, you can decide if you want this so hard. It could be just a warning or you just could take it out. Yeah, it's depending, you can choose. All right, so I see my visit, there's a loyalty program, there's opening hours, there's visit preferences and so on. First thing is I see that I have to do tasks. I have to fill a rack with stock articles. So I will walk to the racks and fill those with stock articles. As soon as I'm done, I will tap this here to say that it is done. and I also have to talk to the responsible regarding promotions next month. So those things I know I have to do, and I will do along the way. Now, the first thing is I have a store check. I double tap now here in the gray bar so that I put it on full screen, and then I can say, all right, this bottle of champagne, rosé, it's a nice bottle. I was here at the 27th of February. At that moment, it was on shelf 3. And on the 15th of January, that was the -2 visit, let's say, it was also on shelf 3. It had 3 facings in January, but only 2 in February. Since then, I have not been there. It's now June. And I take a look. I walk to this department. I say, no, it's not in shelf 3 anymore. It's in shelf 2. And I have now 4 facings. Very good, because this, compared to my competitor, gives me a 66% share of shelf. Okay, I take a look at my competitor and I see, oh yes, indeed, he's got more as well. Still more than half for me, very good. It's not out of stock, and we decrease the price a little bit. It's 56.95 as I see on the rack. That's the price that we have this product in this supermarket, this price. And I validate. This is it. And the product disappears because it's done. I still have to do, I can keep my finger, I still have to do 37 products. All right? Okay, done. Second, if nothing has changed, I just tap validate. Nothing has changed, validate. This product is out of stock, I go out of stock. I put it on yes, and I say validate. All right? And so on. You see that I have quite a list of products. I'm not going to do everything here, but you know, you can have, no, you don't know, but you can have a validate all button that immediately validates them all if you want to. And you can work category by category. You can search by brand and so on. This product, yeah, there is no one, but I have all sorts of facilities available to do this as quickly, as efficiently as possible. All right? The next thing that I'm going to show to you is image recognition with artificial intelligence. So I am in my store and I need to know the share of shelf of our products versus competitors. It's important because we need to have perfect stores. The ones that we negotiated and contracted with the key account managers in the first place. So I'm tapping here on more, and I come into my artificial intelligence image recognition. So it says to me, yeah, you can take a photo, you can rotate it, you can mark your own competitor and so on. I will show you. So I tap on photo. I see in front of me the rack. I take a picture of the upper part. I will do the lower part afterwards, so that I have the best quality of image. And I have here a predict button. I tap on it, and now it calculates it. So the artificial intelligence checks now each product on the picture and compares it to the ones that I have in the database of the artificial intelligence. For each product, we have trained the machine so that it recognizes the products. And it shows the red rectangle over the products of my competitors and the green over the products of my own. All right. I see here there is a product missing. So obviously he cannot recognize it. So I can tap on own and then say, okay, here should be my own product as well. All right. So, okay. So I have now 3 triangles there. I go down and there I can see the results. And as smarter as my system is trained on products, of course, the better results that I have. But it gets smarter every time that the sales reps take pictures and mark products, even new products from competitors, as products so that it gets smarter and starts recognizing them. So it gets less effort less effort. So in this case, it has recognized my own products, Agrum bottles 2, Agrum cans 1, so those are the number of facings, of course. And in total, I have now 42% of the rack, of that part of the rack, for me. And for the competitors, in this case, I've only one competitor, but you can have it competitor by competitor. This gets a lot of bigger in real world. I have 3 cans, 2 cans, so in total they have 58% of the rack, and I only have 42%. Okay, could be that that is conform the rules. Okay, or the perfect store conditions that we have negotiated. I tap on save, and I go back, or I repeat the whole thing with a new picture. I can also take pictures in landscape, one big picture, and start working on it in one time. Okay, but this is only simulation, of course. Okay, there is also a more manual way of working. We propose our customers different ways of doing it, and depending on the type of products, automation or manual is more appropriate. So in this case, I tap also on more. It's the same system, but without the calculation. I will do it manually, so I will tap on picture. I will take a picture of the rack. This is it. Okay, use this one. And then I say scale, because it doesn't know how much meters is on the picture. It could be from very far and from very close. That's different with the automation recognition, because there we know the dimensions of the products, and so taking the image is enough to know how much meters I have. So the scale, this is on the rack 1 meter. I could take bigger racks and then have 2 meter base. Okay, and then the shelf. What is the shelf? Well, this is the shelf on my picture. I tap on it. This is the shelf. Where are my own products? I tap on own. This one here, this one there, and at the bottom also my own products, maybe not all. And my competitor is the rest. I only have one competitor. I could have there a list of competitors and repeat those. Okay, and I save. Okay, I have a little mark here, no problem. And it says, okay, we have seen that you have 2 meters 59. There's shelves, so it recognizes the shelves. And in square meter, you have 87, not less than 1 meter square. But in total, you have 57% of that rack is yours, and your competitor is 42%. Okay, and those are the totals in meter, meter longs, and also in square meter, depending on the type of product you want to calculate by meter or by meter square. And this you can also repeat for the racks that need to be measured and where your manager wants to know how much share of shelf in each supermarket chain you have. All right. So, and that data, of course, again, goes immediately back into Salesforce, and there you can have dashboards and whatever, Einsteins and others to do business intelligence on it. Okay, I save it, and there, this is the share of shelf with artificial intelligence, image recognition, and the more manual way of working, depending on the type of products and recognizable, let's say, type of products in the store. Now, we already talked about perfect store. Now, the whole concept that we have is that in the database, shops or other point of sales, out of homes, can be marked as perfect stores. So let's say the manager, he knows this shop really, this is perfect one. It follows our assortments. We do the introductions they follow. We do actions they order. We have everything on the shelf as it should. In the menu, the map, the menu, everything is there. and the pricing is well, the out of stocks are not there, and so on. So it's perfect store. It's marked. And so every sales rep has these perfect stores on his tablet. And when then he checks in, as I did for this Carrefour Express in Antwerp, at the same time, a check is done versus the perfect store of the same Carrefour Express category. And even type, if there is no one for this, no shop for this Carrefour Express, no perfect store, it checks the type, okay? And it's cascading. And as a result, it compares and it gives me all the non-compliances versus compliances versus actions that I should do to get it compliant, okay? Now, while doing the store check, of course, I've already worked on it, so it should have gotten improved. And here I have a view on the non-compliances that are left over and the to-dos still to go. And I can tap on it, or I can switch to list view and list them, okay? And I can tap down and drill down and so on. The whole idea is that as a sales rep, I can do exactly and know exactly what to do within all the tasks. There's many tasks, and I can exactly know this is what I should do to make it perfect, to do my job really well. So next thing that I'm going to show you is the multimedia. In fact, during my visit, I see all relevant documentation. It's here in multimedia. It can be technical guides, commercial brochures, folders, training materials, presentation, and so on. So I'm going to click on Cognac. Since I'm here in this Carrefour supermarket, I'm going to open it. And I call the department manager, say, look, you want to know something about our cognacs that you can explain to your consumers when they ask you. So here is explanation. I can explain to you. And he says, okay, oh, that's good. Send it over to me by email. Then I will read it. And that's interesting to explain to your products. So I say, okay, email. My email goes open. And immediately the document, you see it here attached, and I can send them immediately the documentation. I'm offline, so it will be sent as soon as I get online connection. All right. So this is multimedia that I can use, and it only shows relevant documents. Next thing I want to show you are the sales actions. So in this Carrefour shop, supermarket, I see some actions that are active at this moment. Probably they have been defined for the whole chain of Carrefour Express shops. So I see them here, all the actions that are running. Now for each action, I can take action. Sales action, I can take an action. So this one here, it's the exit lockdown action in Champagne. And I see it is a direct delivery for my car action. So I can launch it, and it creates me a delivery, an order that I will deliver directly from my car. For instance, the distribution center could be out of stock of those products, and I want to get them quickly back into the supermarket, so I sell them at a very promotional price, 4+2, every carton 4+2, you see, and even there a box 23+1. Okay, so that gives the price that the supermarket will pay, and I also see the price, the end consumer price for those products based on the price that they have in the rack. So, and that will give them 124% margin. So it's a very good deal that they can do buying these products directly from my car. I can change the number of cartons to, for instance, 3 cartons. The price is updated and so on. And then I can say, all right, first of all, I'm going to save it. And then I can say run. And I run a proform invoice. So a proform invoice is created really on the spot. Okay, that's a proform invoice. And I can also send it immediately via email to the shop. Okay, the report is generated on the spot in the tool. Okay, I can also ask for instance, the shop manager to give a signature, sign off, and There I'm done. And I have taken an order, which is a direct delivery for my car with quantities and pricing. Okay. I can capture stuff. So I see that last time a pirate action was captured. I open it. It was competitor information. So I can give all kinds of data about it, explanations. And this pirate action, when I see it, it goes immediately to our marketing so that they can react quickly. So it is sent over automatically through Salesforce to the right person within the company. And finally, I can do a questionnaire, a score, give a score. For instance, here I can say, okay, is this shop clean? Yes. Modern? Not so. Is it big? Yes. Location? Very good in Antwerp. Potential? Very good. And so on. All right. I go very quickly and I'm done. Finally, before ending the visit, I can say, give my reports, my remarks for now, and my remarks for next time. These are the remarks from my previous or my colleague's previous visit. He speaks French, so it was not me. So, and I can say that, okay, remarks next. Let's say I put my microphone. Next time, check the cognac and see if there has been good sales. Voila, I'm done. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out my visit. So everything is transferred. That is done. All right. He asked me to plan a next visit because there is a visit frequency of 1 month. So he will put my calendar in within 1 month and I can then ask, is this convenient that I come that day or that day? And okay, I'm not going to do it now. And it asks me also to synchronize. I know it's automatically, but here I get a question to force it immediately. I'm going to say no. And I get out of my visit and you see my visit is now in green. I can drive to the next one and complete my day. Now I'm going to show you the various planning techniques that we have. You see for David, the rest of the week is fully booked. You see also his traveling times everywhere. It's route optimized. That's very good. But for next week, it's still empty. First technique is very simple. David puts his finger. Let's go. It asks, what do you want to visit? He says, I want to go to a Carrefour in Antwerp. And you see there all the Carrefours Antwerp. And for this one, there is opening hours. It's every day open from 8 till 20 and from 10 till 14 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday he can visit. So he says, okay, let me do it quickly, save, and done. And you see immediately the whole Carrefour shop data information. Okay, back to the calendar, it's there. It takes 3/4 of an hour. The calculation of the duration is based on the size and the things that I have to do in this shop, point of sales. More things to do, longer time, less things to do, small shop, shorter logic. All right. Okay. Second thing is, a second planning technique is GPS route planning. I tap on it and it immediately takes the day of today. And for today, I have to drive from my home to Antwerp, do my visits in Antwerp, and drive back home. And on the right-hand side, you see all the visits that I have. In total, I have about 74 kilometers, 1 hour 23. Now, I can say, okay, that's for today. But for tomorrow, let me see, it's a little bit shorter to my home place. I drive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. I see that there's still an urgent one to do. So I'm going to tap on it and I'm going to add it. There are some more. I can add more and so on. I save. It will be 5 o'clock that I will be at home in the evening. I see that immediately 5:13, 87 kilometers. And I have an optimize button because I just added them without taking care of route optimization. I tap on it and it optimizes. I win 41 minutes. Okay. So this is the second technique, GPS route optimized. Okay. Now, the third technique is I go back to my calendar, save and close, go to next week. I see the 16th is still empty. I can say, all right, I've already done a planning in the past, so I have saved it, and I see all the routes that I've done in the past. Not just one day, there are also 3-day plannings, for instance, in Paris. So I can say I would like to repeat that because it was a good visit trip that I did, and it was very optimized and so on. I did it from the 20th of January until the 22nd, and now I want to repeat it next week starting on Tuesday, and I submit. So I go, it's done. I go back to my calendar, jump to next week, and you see that it plans the 3 days directly. They were already route optimized, so it has remembered, of course, the timestamps and the durations of the visits. Okay, so this is until Thursday, and then on Friday I still have things to do. I say on Friday I go back to Antwerp, and then I have another technique where I can say, okay, take my accounts, show me only the ones where I have running promotions and that have not yet been planned, and then filter by, for instance, Carrefour, Antwerp. I don't need to type everything Antwerp. Select them all. And for each of them, I see that there are opening hours from 9 till 12 and I can visit. All right. So I will now say, okay, plan. So I tap plan. All right. Tap it right. And not on the 9th. Not gonna do it on the 9th. I'm gonna do it next week on Friday. It will be the 19th, and they are open from 9, so it will take care of the opening times, the visit preferences, putting them in the right order, schedule them, route optimize them, and if the Friday is full, I cannot do them all in one day. It will continue on the nearest, after the weekend, nearest moment that I have availability. All right, so I'm gonna do this, choose, and as a result, if I go to my calendar, back again, next week, I see them, I have them all planned, half an hour only I need for them on Friday. So there is still some space available. I can then go back to my other techniques of planning. All right, now know that we also have territory management in the system. So David, he's responsible for his team. David is Daniel, Dave, John, and so on. And you see that they are quite booked, but Daniel has too much. And John, who works only 4 days out of 5, has too much as well. And Dave, Sarah, and Tom still have some place. Now, how do I configure that? Well, for each of them, I can draw. It's a really drawing tool. It's better that I do it on PC, that I have a mouse. But I can change the areas. So around the city, I can say, okay, this person, let him take this part of the city, Brussels, and then this person a little bit less, and then recalculate the workload for each of them and make sure that it is nicely calibrated. All right, so this is the territory management with a workload calculator. Quite interesting. Then I also have the sales action scheduler. So I will put it on 6 weeks, so I have a nicer view. I see all the sales actions that have been decided with the supermarket chains, and I can then see if I have enough capacity or not for them to do. Because there's maybe orders to take, there's merchandising to do, there's animations to organize. It can be all kinds of stuff. It will take time. Do I have enough resources to execute this? This is the scheduler, what it's all about. And I can indeed put it on month view and there see that I am, for instance, overbooked to replace the dog SKUs in, let's see where it is, Brico, in the Brico chain, the hidden stars, and I will not have enough capacity a little bit in February, but certainly not in March. So this is the scheduler that we also have at our hands. All right. To end this demonstration, I will show you some dashboards. So I go into the application again. I have a welcome screen. I can put there an offline HTML website if I like, or even online. I have connection e-commerce that I can integrate in the app. But I'm going to go to dashboards. I have various dashboards. I'm not going to show them all to you. Every user can have a set of dashboards. I go to the Perfect Store dashboard, and here you see there's 6 graphs in it, and I can take one by one. I can maximize them by double tapping on them. And in this one I have my percentage share of shelf versus my target for every month, per month. You see, so my targets are managed, and I see then the results compared to what have been agreed on for me as my target, my objectives. Okay, and I can drill down. All kinds of drill down techniques are there. Let me tap here, apply, and so on. Okay,